I went to a crocodile farm once, and all the crocodiles were drugged in. They weren't in their natural state. So I think if you want to learn about animals, go into the ocean or the jungle or wherever they live.
Do you ever feel different for being vegan in school or in your friends' groups?
I had a friend, she was non-vegetarian and she called herself as she loves all the animals, and I told her that then you don't call yourself as an animal lover.
When I do talk to my friends about eating food and they take something and they're like, do you want this? And the first thing I ask, does it have milk? Does it have butter? Does it have this? They get offended too much. You have to respect my opinions and choices.
Zoos and aquariums should not exist because
All right, welcome to Sustainability with Shreya. Today we're doing something we've never done before. It's a truly special episode. For the first time ever, I'm sitting down on a panel with kids. And it's so interesting because we adults, we tend to overthink, we overanalyze, and we debate too much. But with kids, you see the world with a fresh perspective, you see it with clarity, but you also see it with something that we lose as we grow up, which is unfiltered empathy. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today: how to care, how to love, how to be kind, and how to imagine a world that's not just better for us, but for every being that we share this planet with. Some of you have already made this choice, made the kinder choice. Some of you did it on their own, some of you did it with the help of your families, but there's still a deep understanding that you all share, which is that every life matters. And I hope with your stories and with your journeys, I want to dive in to your inner worlds, to your inner thoughts, and the way that you all see the world. And I hope that will help us maybe to remember something that we all used to have inside us when we were kids. So thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm really excited to have this conversation, and welcome again to Sustainability with Shreya. I will start off with passing on the mic to each of you. If you could please introduce yourselves, tell me your name, tell me how old you are, and also who you want to be when you grow up.
Hello, I'm Kiara and I'm 13 years old. I have two things I want to be. I want to be an artist and maybe a musician.
hi, I'm Nisha and I'm 10 years old. I want to be an architect and an interior designer, and I also want to be involved with animal activism when I grow up. Hi, I am Divyansha. I am 8 years old. I want to be a makeup designer and a tailor with vegan option.
Love that.
Hi, I'm Ritvik. I am 12 years old and I just don't want to eat animals when I grow up.
Hello everyone, I'm Samaira. I'm 10 years old and I want to be an engineer.
Okay, before we dive into all of the serious stuff and all of the activism related stuff, I want to ask you, if there's one animal you could all talk to, who would it be, and what would you think the animal would say?
I have many animals I love and all, but I think it would be a turtle because all the plastic thingies going around. Yeah, mostly turtles. I think they would say please don't throw straws or plastic into the ocean.
I would choose a cow or a pig, maybe a pig. Yeah, because pigs face so many difficulties. They get shot in the head and they get their throats slit out. And I think they would say that I wish I could live with my family. I wish I could be reunited with my mom. I want to love you, and if you love me, I have the ability to show that affection. I would have a rabbit, and it would say that stop polluting everything, stop eating us, so we are safe.
For me, it would be a cow or anything. And like, I think I saw a little bit of this documentary called as Makadu. So it says that when you're having a medicine, when you got hurt or when you got ill, it says that the medicine or tonic which you're drinking from is from the cow's throat. Like when you cut it off, the blood in it is used for medicines and everything. So the cow would probably say, "Don't do this. Do not kill me."
For me, it would be probably a hen, and the hen would say, like, stop taking me away from my family. I want to be with my family, and don't take my eggs away. Don't cut my nails. Don't give me pain.
Love that. You know, so many people say that they love animals. So many people say that they love their pets, but they still eat pigs and chicken. Sometimes, you know, when people say they love animals, it's only limited to their pets. How do you guys feel about that? And when did you realize that if you love animals, that kindness extends to all sorts of animals and not just our pets?
I've actually thought of that for like really long, but just because people are telling me to drink milk or eat meat, I'm just doing it because I have no choice. But then after I found out about veganism, I think I went more deeper into the thought that okay, no meat, no milk, just plant based, I guess. Um, yeah, then I think I started to like care for literally everything, like even the smallest insects or spiders that people don't usually like.
I knew about veganism 2 years ago, but I just realized how much it impacts the world. And it's so much healthier. And also, why would you want to cause pain to another living being?
Sorry.
So, a year back, I went deeper, much deeper into veganism. I watched some documentaries like Ignorant and Cowspiracy, and I knew how much pain it caused. And I just knew that I couldn't do this anymore. I am a Jain, so I don't eat meat, eggs, and all that. So just that milk, that lipstick, we should not use it. So I wonder why we do this. We can make it. We can make it at home also. So I searched more, and that you and I saw Makadud. Then I realized that it's wrong to do that.
Basically, I was like vegan, I think about 4 or 5 years before maybe. So, me and my dad watched this video on how to make a leather wallet. So, basically, how they made it is by instead of like killing the crocodile and peeling the skin off, they just skin the peel off when it is alive itself. So, that was like really horrible to me. So, that's why I became vegan.
My mother was watching an event. That time she got to know about veganism, and she was working on it, and then she explained it to us. So I was vegan from the past 4 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years, and I was an animal lover from before, and I'm a Jain, so I don't eat meat and all, and I didn't like all the animals, but then I thought that what if I would be that animal and nobody liked me? Then how would I feel?
I want to ask this very honestly. Do you ever feel different for being vegan in school or in your friends' groups? If you go to, you know, other kids' birthday parties, there aren't too many vegan options, especially, you know, the cake sometimes is usually not vegan. So school canteen menus or parties and just being around friends group, do you ever feel different, or do you think kids almost ostracize you for that reason, or are you feel like you're making the right choice and they just have to accept you for who you are? How do you feel about your choices in friends groups?
I don't have that many friends. That's a different topic. But I don't go to school either.
Every vegan ever.
I don't go to school either. So menus and all that on school, it's not a thing. But if I go outside and have to eat for like I don't know, just like a snack or something, we do check ingredients and then we eat. That's not much of a problem. But when I do talk to my friends about eating food and like they take something and they're like, "Do you want this?" And the first thing I ask, "Does it have milk? Does it have butter? Does it have this?" They get offended very like too much because they think that I'm giving you. Why don't you take it? So yeah, I really don't like talk to them after that because you have to respect my opinions and choices. Yeah, because if you don't know like what's going on in the world, um yeah, I don't think they would be my friend. Yeah. So yeah, about in the birthday parties and stuff, yeah, I would rather say no to the cake and just eat other stuff. Yeah, not a problem.
At school, I think most of the stuff was vegan except the sweets and the buttermilk and the obviously.
Correct.
And my friends have quite got used to it, but some of them were like, "You're missing on such a great thing," and this and that. But otherwise, everybody's adjusted to it. And even at this birthday party I went to, the mum was really considerate. She ordered a vegan cake just because my sister and I were
Wow.
there.
Okay.
Even my friends are, some of my friends are okay with it. They also come with me for only for 2 to 3 weeks. But some of my friends are stubborn that why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? So I also get a little angry at them. That is my opinion, but I feel a little different. That why am I the only one? I'm the only one different vegan in the class. So I feel a bit different. At birthday parties, I have to eat that because if I don't, then they'll be offended. So I am vegan. I have started my journey.
So sweet, man.
So I also don't go to school. Like, well, so basically, I don't give them any options. I just ask them if there's this thing in vegan or not. If it is in vegan, then I eat it. Otherwise, I just don't mind not eating it.
I have many friends, but they don't mind me being a vegan. But they are curious about it, to know about it, and they don't have any problem. They're like, it's your wish. If you want to be, you can. We are nobody to stop you. And talking about birthday parties, except cake and pastry, there are many other things. So we can eat that also. So I don't eat cake.
Have you ever changed your friend's mind about veganism? Have you ever convinced someone to go vegan? How have you done it? Have you maybe shared why you love animals or why you're vegan? Has that convinced somebody else to try that as well? Or what do you think is the best way to have conversations with other kids to help them see your perspective as well?
I actually had this really short time friend. I never seen them again. But we were actually eating something that's I don't remember where, but yeah, we were eating something and they said, "Oh, it has milk in it," and I'm like, "Okay, can I take something else?" And then the whole conversation started. They asked like, "Why are you vegan? Why are you this?" Then I explained that they do all sorts of stuff to animals to like make us happy. So then they kind of decided that okay, I can maybe try this because I've been used to meat and all that for so long. So I don't think I can go without it. But yeah, just because you told me, I'll try it. That type of thing.
I've actually made someone vegan before. She'd come to our house and we served a variety of pasties and yummy vegan snacks. And she was like, "Oh my god, this is so good. This could replace my paneer, ghee, and vegan mayo. Like mayo with vegan mayo any day."
Okay.
And then she tried all the stuff and she saw that I was vegan. Then I'm a kid and I can do it. Then so could she, and now she's vegan.
Wow.
And she said it's improved my health a lot and I feel so much greater. I convinced my best friend, and because she's a non-vegetarian, she went both she became veg and vegan for 2 weeks. because she couldn't extend more than that. But yeah, she tried it.
Well, I did have many other discussions with other non-vegan kids, but it has never worked out for them. So I just said, if you want to become a vegan, it's your wish. But if you still want to continue like this, it is also your wish, not mine.
Like I had a friend and she was non-vegetarian. So and she called herself as she loves all the animals and she eats them also. Then I had once questioned her. I had questioned her, and then she told that no, it's your wish. If you want to be, don't suggest others. That time, I told her that then you don't call yourself as an animal lover. Then she changed her band, and then when I met her now, that time she told that day when you had asked me, I questioned myself, and then I'm trying to be a vegan. I'm trying to reduce all those eating chicken and eating fish and everything.
Wow. Okay, why do you think so many grown-ups find it so hard to stop eating animals? And why do you think they still continue using things that hurt them? Because we know that being vegan doesn't just mean we don't eat dairy products. It also means we don't wear leather or wool or silk. Is there anything you would like to say? Makeup as well, you're so right about that. Makeup that is not vegan and makeup that's not cruelty-free. So what would you like to say to grown-ups listening to this?
I feel some adults are they still follow their own follow their old traditions. So I think that's why they can't try different stuff. Some of them, not all of them. Because like most like my grandparents, they also keep telling me why aren't you eating meat? It's your bones will go strong and all that. But yeah, some people they have a stuck-up mind, so that's a different thing. But yeah, I guess I would say that I would probably explain what's going on in factories and industries of like famous places, or like just for normal stuff that we use in our everyday life. Yeah.
Many old people they don't know they don't know the truth what happens what happens before you get the milk. And we can't change it because it was very pure, very very old times. It was very pure, so they have got attached to it, and it's very difficult to let go of your habits. So that's why they aren't. Some adults, they maybe have allergies, or some other adults, they don't have the mindset to do that. Like some other adults, like my mother, she had a mindset that she won't eat ice cream and she does not eat ice cream, and because she just had a mindset. So like that, if other young people they also have mindset, they also can do. They also can leave their dairy products and all. And in fact, this would make them stronger, and that would make them weaker.
I used to, there's so many ads on TV for kids to drink milk, that you need milk to have strong bones and you need milk for calcium. And it's all, so much of that is directed towards kids. And I used to hate drinking milk as a child. So, they found other ways to make it more appealing, whether there was milkshakes or ice creams, or you always had some sort of Bonvita Horlicks added to that glass of milk to make it more exciting. Do you ever feel like you're missing out on something, or that, because all of you have turned vegan fairly past 3 years to 1 year? Do you feel like you're missing out on something, and is there anything that you don't get right now, or what is the milk replacement, and what do your meals look like? What do you think? Are you missing out on something?
I feel like I'm not missing out on anything at all, and there are so many other options. And why would I do that if there's this in a better form? Like we get paneer, and there's this tofu in Bangalore, and it's so soft and it's amazing. Like everybody loves it.
That's good.
No, I don't think I'm missing out anything. But yeah, I love ice cream. So, except ice cream, there are vegan options too, and my favorite one of that was hazelnut. I loved every flavor of vegan also and milk one. I don't think I'm missing out anything because, like, my mother, she gives me almond milk, coconut milk, different sorts of milk, and she makes ice cream, she makes milkshake, but not the cow's milk, of almond milk, coconut milk, oat milk, and there are so many other options except buying the cow's one. So I think I don't know. I'm not missing out anything.
Okay, so my next question was, if you all had one magical superpower that would help the animals, what would that magical superpower be?
I've always used to dream of talking to them or just basically understanding them. After I've even watched a movie called Doctor Dolittle, I think. Yeah, that's it. I love that so much. After that, I couldn't stop thinking about like talking to them or just understanding them.
I think I would choose talking to animals because if I could talk to animals, then I could voice for them and I could help save them. Even I will take talking to animals. I wish I had a superpower that I could change the laws and I could talk to the animals. Like changing the laws, like um, cutting animals are not allowed. You can't keep animals in the zoo. You can't tie them with a rope and you can't hurt them or harm them and change every law.
I have two nieces. One is 4, the other one is 8, and they've visited zoos, they've visited animal parks, they've been to aquariums. Even though I've tried to tell them what happens behind it, but so many parents don't know that the animals don't want to be there, that they're enslaved, that they are captured in tiny cages in aquariums and zoos. Do you think it's important for kids to visit these places to learn about animals? Is there a better way for kids to interact with these animals? And what do you think about these places where animals are kept in confinement?
I think people should go to jungles and to oceans if they want to go to aquariums and zoos. Why would you go to a zoo? I went to a crocodile farm once. This was like 3 years ago, and all the crocodiles were drugged in. They looked like they were dead. They weren't in their natural state. So I think if you want to learn about animals, go into the ocean or the jungle or wherever they live. They're more active there, and even if you go to a zoo or an aquarium, they're not in their natural state. So you can't learn about them at all. Zoos and aquariums should not exist according to me because all all people all the animals, all the living things have their own family and their own rights to stay with their own people. And we should plant more trees if we want to interact with those animals.
Does anyone in the audience have questions for these kids? Anything you'd want to ask them about their journeys, what made them go vegan, what veganism means to them? Anyone at all? This was wondering.
I just wanted to ask, what's the toughest thing to leave? Like when you are in this journey to be a vegan, what was the toughest thing for you to leave?
I'll repeat the question. The question was, what was the toughest thing for you to leave? What was the hardest thing to give up when you went vegan?
Nothing was the toughest thing. When I decided I would be vegan, I just thought, okay, I'll just be vegan and that's that. Even if I'm giving up on I don't know, ice cream. I never liked those stuff, but yeah, vegan was vegan and I would be that. Yeah.
I think the hardest thing for me was ice creams and chocolates because when I look at other people, sometimes I feel tempted too, but now I've sort of gotten over it. I feel it is makeup because I love makeup from the starting. But now I realize that lipsticks and all those stuffs are made with skins that are alive. So it pains a lot. So makeup was the hardest thing to do.
For me, nothing, because when I was vegan, my dad and mom was also vegan, so I found nothing too hard basically.
For me, dairy products were the most toughest thing to do.
Any other questions? Yeah. Yeah, please. I'll repeat it. Okay. So did all of you become vegan because your parents were vegan, or did you become vegan because you saw something and then you either became vegan and then you convinced your family to become vegan as well? What was your journey?
Actually, it was my mother and I, both of us, we kind of like not research, but we kind of went deep into it and we understood it more. So it wasn't like she inflicted it on me and I like thought, okay, she's saying it, so I'll become that. It was mostly like a together type of thing.
My mom went vegan, but she said you can do what you want. I know you love milk, you can have it. Because I used to have milk like every night. But then my mom became vegan, and then I was like, why did she do this? So, like a few years later, she was watching some documentaries. I saw them, and I did not want to cause that pain. I became vegan because of my mother. I never even dreamed of becoming vegan. When my mother shared me the news, I literally shattered into pieces. What? No meat, nothing. But then, when I knew the truth, then I felt like, okay, she was right. Then I transformed. I became vegan because of my mother. She showed me the documentaries. She explained me, and because of that, I am vegan.
Any other questions? Yeah. 7 months. One is 8 and the other is 7. 7 months old. Okay. Yeah. So how would you influence other kids to go vegan if you had to do that? What's the best way of convincing them to come join you on the kinder side?
I think for the youngest one, it would be more easier because whatever you give them, then they eat, and then when they're older, they just get used to it. So I guess that would be easier. Little older, I feel you got to explain to them a lot, like give them more answers, reasons to their questions and stuff.
I think you can make your 7 months old vegan, but you could also make your 8-year-old vegan. Like my sister, she's 8 years old and she just became vegan. You can influence them by showing them some documentaries, making them try some yummy vegan food, and also explaining what happens to animals. I think that more the 7 month old would be a little quicker because once you set a habit, then it will never change. But if you grow up, but then you will have to give a bit more reasons, and you have to convince them a lot for that.
So actually, 7 months old will be also very easy, because when you already feed them something that is yummy, they will definitely want to have that same thing again, which is made of vegan products, and they just make a habit of it, and so they get used to it. But for the 8 years old, if she is already like in the state of non-vegetarian or vegetarian and not vegan. Well, you can just explain you can just explain what happens to the animals, and how terribly they are cut for meals. Like cow is for beef and meat and other stuff. So yeah, you can basically just explain, but but I would usually say that if you want to change, then you can turn to vegan. But it is actually your wish. If you want to at least try some vegan food for like maybe 2 weeks, 1 month, something like that, then you can just then if she got adapted to it, then she'll be vegan. The 7 months old, she can get it faster. You can show both of them movies and stories about them. You can explain them, and uh, by for the 8 years old daughter, you can just you can tell her, if you be vegan for a week, or if you try being vegan for a week, I'll give you a gift. So I think that time she'll try to transform, and by knowing more information, and by knowing much more about it and getting adapted to it, she'll also be a vegan.
The vegan mums are here as well. If you could please raise your hands up. If you could talk to them after, they definitely help you, because they've been pivotal in their journeys to veganism. So if you could meet up after this, I think that'd be really helpful. Do you feel like it's forced on you? Was it ever a point where, because so many of you went vegan because of your mums, or you went vegan with your families? Do you feel like it's forced? Because when someone asks me, would I raise my kid as a vegan kid, and I say 100%, they say, but isn't that forced? Isn't that too extreme? But I was raised vegetarian and I was not given a choice. Some kids are raised non-vegetarian and they're not given a choice either. So do you think it's forced, or it's extreme, or what are your thoughts on that?
I kind of think it is because kids have their own chances, like their own thoughts. So rather than having someone tell it to them, I think they can just try stuff from by themselves, more options and stuff.
I think that I was not forced at all. My mom was like, I'm vegan, it's your choice. I know you love these foods. But after some time, I saw the pain that I was causing, and I myself became vegan. I was given a choice that way. I was not at all forced. My mother made delicious foods, so vegan that too. So I got carried away by that I'll get all tasty food, so I should become vegan. My mother did not force me. I had a choice.
So I was also not basically forced, but yeah, I didn't want to hurt any other animal. Like, people may think that they like animals, but they still eat them. Like, so for me, if I like animals, I do not want to eat them also. So I became vegan like that. I too had a choice whether if I want to be a vegan, or I don't want to be. My mother and I sat together, and she explained one thing: how much pain do they have to suffer just for our taste, just for our excitement, and how much pain do they have to go through just because of us. So that time I became a vegan. I too had a choice.
Yeah.
We don't know this concept. So when these kids are vegan,
Yeah.
so grandparents might tell them, why are you vegan?
That's true.
Change to whatever you have to eat, like chicken or not, whatever.
Yeah.
So how do they handle their grandparents?
I'll repeat the question. So the question was, you in families, grandparents, they may not understand the concept of veganism. That might be too new to them. So do they ever tell you, what is this new thing? Just go back to eating what you've been eating and just have a little bit of milk, have a little bit of ghee. How do you navigate conversations in families with your grandparents and other members?
So sometimes they do try to convince me, or like, yeah, not force, but they do try to convince me, and they ask me why are we not eating all this. But I try to sometimes deviate the topic because that's not needed for me, that topic. I mean, or like sometimes they just secretly they keep, okay, yeah, this has nothing in it, you can eat it. But I am very careful these days. Yeah, so yeah, like I have a basic idea of what Indian foods have dairy products and or not. So yeah, I would ask before eating, and yeah, it's like that.
My grandparents were very skeptical about me turning vegan. They, first of all, when I was born, they were skeptical about me being vegetarian. They said to my mom, don't force your views on her. But after that, sometimes my grandfather, especially, he wasn't okay with it. Like, he wouldn't even eat anything vegan. And they say, no, milk is for calcium, milk is for this, milk is for that. But now they sort of gotten used to it. And they say, now it's your choice.
I never had to convince my grandparents for that because they were okay by I was living my life like that. They knew that it's modern, time has changed, that but they use it, they are careful of it. But they don't convince me, they don't force me.
I had this call with my grandfather once that if you eat cow's milk, I mean not eat, but if you drink cow's milk, you'll get all these protein, calcium, you'll strengthen your bones and everything. So from there, I just they I don't think they wanted me. I mean, I was vegan, but they wanted me to turn back to vegetarian. Uh, so so then uh, I just turned vegan, and then now they do not talk about that anymore.
Before, my neighbors, my aunts, my grandfather, grandmother, grandparents, they all used to question me, you don't drink milk, butter, cheese, ghee, nothing you do, then what do you eat? That time I told them that it's not important to eat this. Like, we have almond milk, coconut milk, we have other options. Why we should eat this? And again, when they used to come again, they used to ask the same thing, but now they are used to it, so they don't ask. And they are also trying to reduce it. So
Thank you so much, everyone. I feel like we've all been schooled by these incredible kids, and how simple it really is. If you listen to them, if you really, really listen to them, there's no buts, there's no what ifs, there's no explanations, there's no justifications in their world. It's just empathy shines all the way through. So thank you so much for teaching us what unfiltered empathy really is and how to live in the kindest way possible. And I hope whoever, wherever is listening to this can also ask themselves, what would their childhood self think of the choices that they're making today? So thank you so much for being here with me on this live podcast. And thank you for a fantastic conversation and for everything you all do, influencing kids your age. I wish I had the kind of empathy that I did when I was your age. And the only regret most vegans have is, why didn't we do this sooner? So I'm so glad you've started at this young age, and I can't wait to see the change you create and the kind of world that you build. I'd want to be a part of that. So thank you so much. Thank you. So sorry.